I'm Fein.
And I'm MacKenzie Hamilton.
Today we're going to take a look into sports injuries.
We're also going to follow that up as we sit down with CeCe, Ange, and Alex Trevino to further discuss sports injuries at Prosper High School.
Trey Maynard is going to talk about senior night for the wrestling team, and Brady Powers is going to do some stuff.
All this and more today on Eagle Nation News.
And it starts right now. Athletes here at Prosper are always at a high risk for injury. Austin Garcia and Trey Maynard take a look into why they put themselves into harm's way for the sport that they love.
The town of Prosper is filled with many talented and competitive athletes.
I'm a level 10 gymnast at WOGA, and I'm going to go to Oregon State on a full-ride scholarship for gymnastics.
I'm a two-year returner here at Prosper. I played inside linebacker this past season. I was fortunate enough to receive the award of District 10-5A Defensive MVP.
With the higher demand of each sport comes the higher risk for further injury. According to StopSportsInjuries.com, high school athletes account for an estimated 2 million injuries and 500,000 doctor visits, as well as 30,000 hospitalizations each year.
I was just doing a leap, and when I landed, my knee dislocated, and when it slid out, it shattered the ligament, and then I popped it back in.
We played McKinney North, and that's when I first, I got a lot of blows to the head that game. I remember I never had one exact, big hit. You hear a lot about those big hits. I never had that, but I did. I specifically remember specific, multiple just blows to the head. And after that game, I knew something was up. The next day, though, I felt fine, so I saw no reason to say anything. And then we played Wiley East the next week, and regular game, type setting, obviously you're going to get hit in the head, especially playing inside linebacker. But after that game, I felt nauseous, dizzy, and I figured, you know what, I might just be tired, give it another day. Same thing, symptoms only got worse. I still didn't tell anybody because I was thinking, you know what, I'm going to hold this off as long as I could. But by the time Monday rolled around, I was hurting to say the least. And Coach Johns recognized that, and he called Coach Jones over, and that's how I was checked out. I never saw any reason to say anything to anyone.
In today's world of sports, the competitive drive to not only win the game or event, but to also make it to the next level is at an all-time high. So high that athletes, especially in youth and high school sports, keep their injuries hidden just to stay in the game.
Usually whenever somebody gets hit in the head, they don't say anything about it, which is a big part of it's a big part of everything, because if nobody says anything about it, then they could go back out on the field, they want to play, they want to get in the game again, and they get another concussion, which is second impact syndrome, which could actually kill the athlete. So it's a big part. People need to come out. If you do think you have symptoms like dizziness, your vision is blurred, anything like that, you should just tell the athletic trainer and just come out. It's better to come out than risk your life playing in the game.
When I got my concussion, the last thing I was going to do was tell anybody.
The sport's really rough on your body and stuff, and I have rushing coaches, so they push us more than other coaches would. So I've had there's some 13-year-old girls on my team, and one needs shoulder surgery right now, and the other one compound fracture on her arm. So it's rough.
Athletes are willing to put their bodies through so much for just a game, but why?
The reason I didn't tell anybody is I think the same reason a lot of athletes that get hurt don't tell anybody. I mean, it's just that innate, that competitive drive in me. I mean, I just felt I needed to play. I needed to help my team out. I mean, it wasn't just it got to the point, especially with this year, where it wasn't about me. It wasn't about stats. It wasn't about, really, it wasn't about, I guess what I'm getting to is how I feel at all.
I put my body through the pain for the sport that I love because of the 7-year-old girl that started the sport. And when you start the sport, it's fun and you enjoy going to practice and stuff, and it's something that you love.
No matter what sport you play, there will always be a risk for injury. But you know your body better than anyone else, and there's a fine line between toughing it out and risking further injury. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Austin Garcia.
You know, MacKenzie, I think the thing about sports injuries is that everybody can relate. You know, everybody has gone through something like that at some point in time. They've all dealt with an injury.
Exactly, and as an athlete, I mean, I understand where people come from. A little bit of pain is not worth like missing the game, but there is a point in time where you have to stop.
Exactly. You need to know what's the difference just between like a little stinger is and when you're actually hurt. Trainers at Prosper get to see injuries take place every day. CeCe, Ange, and Alex Trevino are here in studio to talk a little more about sports injuries. Guys, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I'm just going to go right into it. What is the most common sports injuries that you guys see, you know, throughout sports?
Most common would have to be ankle sprains, just because they're so common and so easily to get.
Exactly. And how long are you usually out with an ankle sprain?
It really depends on how bad it is. I mean, it can range from just rolling your ankle, which could be like 2 days to a week, to actually, you know, breaking it, which could be a lot longer.
And is that something that athletes commonly try to play through?
Yeah, sadly, and it ends up getting worse if they don't, you know, they don't take our advice and they go out and play again, and it gets worse.
And what are some things as trainers you guys do when an athlete does get injured?
Whenever they do get injured, it really depends on the injury, on what we will do. If they're able to move and get off the field, we'll get them off the field so they're able to start the play up again. But if we have to keep them there for their safety, then we will. And then so it really depends on what it is and how we can treat it as soon as possible.
And what do you guys tell, you know, that athlete that wants to be tough and wants to tough it out through the whatever the injury they're dealing with? What do you tell them, you know, having to sit them down and tell them, all right, you're actually injured, you're going to have to sit out for a couple weeks or however long it may be?
If we're able to tape it up and they'll be good, and we know that they'll be good whenever we do tape it up, then we'll let that happen. But if we know that they need to stay out, then we'll pull them out and we'll tell the coaches to not put them back in.
And do you ever have, you know, like conflicts with that? Do you ever run into a situation where an athlete just tells you, you know, I'm going to play, I don't care how bad I'm hurting?
All the time, yeah.
And have you ever had somebody do that and then get hurt worse?
All the time.
And what kind of, go into detail about that? Don't have to say names, or just what kind of happened to them when they went back in?
Right, so common knee injury, ACL, and then they continue to play, so then they hurt their meniscus. And then so now, because of that, they will not be able to go and play college ball.
All right, well, thank you guys for being on the
Thank
show.
you.
I
Thank
appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's kick it to Trey Maynard with sports.
Last night, the girls and boys wrestling teams took on district rival Lovejoy in their last home match on senior night. With a night filled with tears from the seniors realizing this is their last time to compete in their own arena, they came out strong and pulled out many individual wins. Special congratulations to Hannah Hendricks, Chloe Wujek, Kason Barnes, Gabe Costa, Connor Noble, Alex Siller, Ethan Pinzon, and Conrad Schmidt on their outstanding careers as PHS wrestlers. The boys and girls teams will both be competing next weekend at Heritage High School in their last tournament before districts. Girls and boys basketball also play tomorrow at Denison. For Eagle Nation Sports, I'm Trey Maynard.
Let's kick it to Brady Powers with today's bullet.
What's up, Eagle Nation? I'm Brady Powers with today's bullet. First off, I'd like to say, I know y'all already heard it, all library books will be due. If you checked out a book before the break, go ahead and turn that in because it's due. Second off, Spanish concert will be January 25th through the 29th. This year will not be Ennio Emanuel, sadly, but it will be Emir Sensini, a singer from Argentina. So if you're interested, go ahead and sign up. Lastly, students, please check the yearbook photos in the nurses' windows. If your photo or name is not correct, please see Mrs. Hamlin in room 1256. You have until next Tuesday, January 19th, to do so. Well, that's your daily bullet. Back to y'all at the couch.
We will be right back with weather after this short commercial break.
Attention students, if you are interested in joining any UIL academic team, sign up soon because practices for UIL competitions have already started. Contests are available in the following areas: English, spelling, journalism, writing, social studies, science, computer science, math, and accounting. If you need any additional information, contact Mr. Behringer, Miss Grant, or Miss Kirk.
What's up, Eagle Nation? Once again, it's Brady Powers here to bring you your 3-day weather forecast this time. Now, I bet y'all didn't notice, but we actually got new weather icons here. They're pretty cool, not gonna lie. They're black to match my soul. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I don't have a soul. But anyways, wait, what was that? Did someone say that? Oh my gosh. Hello?
Brady, where are you?
I'm on the set right now, Mom. I'm in school.
Are you coming home tonight?
Am I coming home tonight? Yes, I'm in school right now.
Okay, well, what do you want for dinner?
Mom, I'm in the middle of a weather
Brady, what do you want?
mac and cheese with the garlic bread. Don't forget the garlic bread.
Okay, love you, sweetie.
Okay, love you. Love you. Oh my gosh, sorry about that, guys. My mom is crazy. All right, anyways, so do y'all want a fun weather fact of the day? All right, guys, if you insist. But all right, here we go. Did you know that wet air is statistically lighter than dry air? So bam, you've been hit with some weather knowledge right there. All right, well, according to weather.com, the high today will be 61 with a low of 37. Tomorrow, the high will only reach 43 degrees and the low will plummet down to 28 degrees with a 70% chance of rain tonight. Finally, Sunday will be a partly cloudy day with a high of 52 and a low of 29. Oh my gosh, Mom, jeez. All right, well, that's the weather around you. With your weather update, I'm Brady Powers, and I've ran out of ideas.
That's all we have for today. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Ben Fein.
And I'm MacKenzie Hamilton.
Live long and prosper.
Dude, that's such